Why, hello everyone, it's GleeCon, and I'm here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you for tuning in to a show where we try to do every darn thing. We have covered a variety of things, and we're in the middle of covering a variety of things, and that variety is supposed to include every book, every manga, every game, every quest in every game, every little piece of text and lore in every game, and it's so long that we're still in the middle of Classic, 1,400 episodes in. We're doing a Classic walkthrough run right now. We just did the Scarlet Monastery full clear, all 4 wings on a Horde character last night. It was a fun run. We had a fun group. And it just took long enough that I felt like rather than dropping another hour or so into the quest turn-in and a couple of little things we have to wrap up, that we would do that on this episode. So this is going to kind of be a peaceful episode, where we take care of some housekeeping and turn in some quests and get Gleek and Soul set up to start the Ultrak Mountains portion of our life. So stay a while and listen to this episode of Lore of Warcraft. If you like it a lot, head on over to my Patreon, patreon.com/GleeCon, where I do, you can check out a couple of the free videos I have on there. I have an alternate project on there, and that project is all about the game series Assassin's Creed, where I have begun doing the same things. We have something called Lore of Assassin's Creed, where I read that there's a introductory manga that came out in the beginning of the Assassin's Creed life cycle, and then we were playing through the first Assassin's Creed game, and we've pretty much covered all of it. Alright, right now I did get Mograin's Knight Might. I got the Triune Amulet. I did get a new helmet, this Knight's Head Guard of the Bear. I got Herod's Shoulder. The blanket and armor we just got from the Maraudon people. We have those mail things. I do need to upgrade my belt and gloves, but because we got those late in the Thousand Needles cycle, the Trip Runner dungarees were just so good too. We just haven't found those. And the Warsong boots, just very good stat-wise. And then, of course, we have a couple of rings. So we still have this half of the page where we are woefully underperforming. But on this, we have switched over, and we are basically like a male, half female. No, half leather. All female, baby. All right, let's sell some of this. I actually upgraded a few things twice within the course of that episode. By Corpse Maker. It's been a nice run. That Corpse Maker has been fun. We did not read one of the books. We did read the other book, so we'll kind of save that too. All right, I think everything else looks good here. I can go ahead and make bandages out of the heavy silk. So I think there's an equation or something somewhere that lets you know how much money you could. What's the best way to get rid of your cloth if you're just trying to vendor it, not whatever. Linen, I feel like, I don't know. I haven't done the math on the linen bandages, but luckily we haven't found linen in so long. Wool has not become an issue because we still haven't hit our final 60 piece of wool yet. But silk, this is the first time this has happened. And silk, if you make heavy silk bandages, that's the best way to make, because you get it for a stack of 20, which is 40 total silk, you get 80 silver. So you could probably get a little more than that on the auction house. Maybe a gold or so for a stack of 20 silver. I'm not exactly sure. That's probably just to fuel the tailoring cycle. Mage Weave, though, I believe you actually make more money on a per piece of cloth basis if you do. There's charts if you want to look this up, because I did once. People have made the actual breakdown, the unit rate, and Mage Weave bandages I believe sell more in single. I don't know. We're not even close, so that's nothing in our life coming up anytime soon. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I just was peeking at where we are. Cooking, we're doing fantastic. First aid, we're fine. We actually need to go to Arathi, because that's where we'll pick up heavy Mage Weave. We're ready to learn that for free. Okay, so now we can sell these. Make a little bit more than a gold selling that. That's another reason why our mage is so broke. I don't get a chance to do any of that stuff. Alright, so First things first, as we look at Questy, why are we back in Orgrimmar when everything pretty much came out of the Tristful Glades, is there is this one quest, the Compendium of the Fallen. We did read that book last time. It sounded like what the Compendium of the Fallen was talking about for us was, yeah, it talked about how they made plague cauldrons, and those plague cauldrons... Oh, Luke Gremlin is slowly... You see him all over the place here. I don't know what...
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider.
Alright, we're going to Thunder Bluff.
Down.
I don't think there's a lot else we can do. We didn't really get a lot of leather. Can I make some? I guess I can make 2 heavy leather. And we could cure that medium hide. And that's about it. Okay, so I have enough heavy leather. We could make a pair of green leather bracers. We could make a pair of barbaric shoulders. No, I don't have that. The green whelp I just learned how to make. That's the sleep armor. It's kind of cool. Green whelp scale. I don't think I have that. Maybe in the bank I have the green whelp scale. But even that, like, do I want that? We did fight someone one time. I mean, we did a dungeon with someone where they had to have had this armor on, if not a lot of armor for it, because somebody was going in and it was proccing all the time. So it's pretty cool. So, I mean, yeah, like, we do have these... That would take up... We could... Basically, what we're looking at is 2 points. We can get 2 points of armor here. Alright, for leatherworking. Even if I give myself 2 more pieces of heavy leather... What's this frost leather cloak do? No, that takes way too much. And it just does frost spells. No thanks. Alright, so if I did... I mean, I'll look in my inventory for that, but basically... We have the 2 hides needed for that, and we also have the 2 heavy leathers, so that's it. We could just do 2 points. So if I buy a couple pieces of fine thread, we will be able to up 2 points. Just to clear out our inventory a smidge. We're starting to collect thick leather also. I have this heavy armor kit. Is that worth anything? I already used it there, there, and there. So yeah, I don't want to use them on the Warsong boots because those are enchanted. Yeah. Alright, so there's a couple other things that we're going to do today. Also, in the process of turning these in, we have the Test of Lore, Vorrel's Wedding Ring, that we need to pick up. That's actually the last thing I want to do. I kind of want to do Test of Lore first. So we are going to have a little back and forth. But I also want to look at, you know what, I thought this would be a good, well, we have some fishing to do too, but I want to look at our class quests and see. So, because we're at 40 with this character, we're about to hit 40 with the Paladin. There's nothing Druid coming up. There's nothing Hunter coming up. You don't get another quest on those till 52. Okay? We have nothing coming up on Mage because we already did the 35 quests for Mage, so that's not till 50. We do have one quest at 40 for the Paladin, but we'll cover that in real time with our character. Priests are waiting till 50. Rogues wait till 50. The Shaman that we're on right now is waiting till 50. And that leaves us with a series of quests. A couple level 40, the Fellsteed quests for the Warlock. That's it. So I felt like we could use some of our time as we fly around back and forth today to different spots. We will use our time for that. Alright, so again, all we're going to do here is just go turn this quest in. If I can also find a spot either here or when we're in Undercity, that will sell me some thread. That's an auctioneer. Then we'll build those 2 points. We don't need anything except thread though. All right, let's talk to Sage Truthseeker.
Peace.
Cairn is a brave and noble leader, and I would trust him with my own life. But it is others that I do not trust in this political climate. Once I have a chance to gather all the knowledge available, I can provide sound counsel to the chieftain. Have you had a chance to travel to Turisful Glades, to the Scarlet Monastery? The Compendium of the Fallen is just one piece in this complicated puzzle.
The Compendium of the Fallen. I was beginning to wonder if the very book existed. You have served the Tauren of Thunderbluff well, adventurer. Your dedication shall not be forgotten.
So these are both better blocked than I had, but stats-wise are not great. This has a chance to Shadow Bolt them. You also could pick up a healing, an offhand healing orb, which is cool for healing, but that's just not how I rock. I'm just going to take the one. We're not stacking things like that because yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and astral recall ourselves back to Orgrimmar now, because the next piece of our journey is in the Undercity. And so we now have some traveling to do there, and that could be where we look up the Felsteed questline. When we finally go into Alterac, we'll be on the shores of Lake Lordaeron when we're getting Vorrel's Ring. At that point is when we're going to stop and do our fishing. Sorry about the clearing of the throat. My body does not play well with lactose and other dairy. And last night I missed dinner with the family. And the way that when I finally did manage to eat, it was so sometimes if I miss that window, I'll just like, screw it, and then I won't eat until like the very, very end of the night, right before I go to bed. That's strike one for me. Strike two, what was on the menu tonight was quesadillas, so the recipe, or the combination of me eating a bunch of cheese right before bed, one, Lady Gleekon was getting gassed out last night, and two, it really makes me heavily congested. Dairy, again, does not play well with me, and I am feeling it this morning. Actually, it's supposed to be right there. Cool, bro. Obadiah. Little Rascals is some of the people we quested with last night. I want to inspect and see. What's Obadiah have? He just has a hood. He looks cool. He's got barrel line pads as a druid, which makes me think he must maybe be a healer. Then he's got this two-handed mace. So maybe those are just the only shoulders he's found so far. Back is meh. He's got this chest that's attack power, and he must be a leather worker. So otherwise it seems like he's going feral. This belt was made by someone else, so either someone made that for him in his guild, or he bought it online. Those are pretty good feral. And then he's got these. Yeah, this ring right there, that's also. Where'd you get that? A bind on equip? Either, again, the guild or someone online. Alright, and then here we have Warlord Taki. Alright, so let's look at this Felsteed quest. So summon Felsteed, this is a two quest line. Part 1 and Part 2. So there are 4 versions of this quest. We'll just kind of go down in the order for all 4 of them. So the first one is a Horde version. It's picked up in Orgrimmar by Zevrost, so in the Cleft of Shadow. And your job is to speak to Strahad Farzan in the Barrens. I say you're not prepared, but that is not my decision. Strahad feels otherwise, and it is his decision to make this time. He wishes to speak to you, and quickly. You'll find him still above Ratchet in the Barrens at his little tower there with his acolytes. Do not dawdle long. When you get there, he says, so you've decided to grace my presence again. How kind of you. My acolytes wondered if you'd ever show up. I told them there was no doubt. When power is concerned, you're drawn in like a moth to the flame. Okay, now I'm guessing the second line is going to be the same for everyone. So if you are a alliance and either a gnome, yeah, I guess you've got to be a gnome because I don't think there's dwarf warlocks. You can pick it up from Briarthorn, this little dude with a hat back there in the, what's that called? The Forlorn Cavern. And he says, "Aye, good you're here. I sent either a succubus or an infernal after you to get your attention, but it seems you were able to get here before it found you. No matter. There's been some talk lately of your growing power. That is good for you, possibly bad for others. But those are irrelevant points. The point is, I feel you've proven yourself and therefore are deserving of a blessing of sorts. Above Ratchet and the Barrens, you'll find a man named Strahad. I believe you've crossed paths before." All right, and the rest of it is the same. Okay, if you are a human warlock or just a warlock in Stormwind, Demiset Cloyce in the Mage Quarter in this little, whatever that, I forgot what that inn is called, but where you go downstairs and it's got all weird demon worshippers. Slaughtered Lamb. "Ah, you've seen fit to grace us with your presence. How wonderful. I hope you do not expect us to wait on you hand and foot also. You may be growing quickly in power, but you're still a pup when it comes to true knowledge and understanding. If you're not careful, corruption will overwhelm you and your weak will. But I should get to the point. Strahad wishes to speak to you. He is still residing in his tower overlooking Ratchet and Barrens. I suggest not taking too long." Alright, we're getting on the boat here. Okay, and again, same thing. And then the final one would be if you were an undead or in the Undercity. You could get it from Call Soul Reaper, who is over there in the Magic Quarter. He's basically the guy you go to anytime you do Warlock stuff in the Undercity. You whatever race you are. So in this case, you Forsaken. Come here. You're the one they call Blubbly Blue, yes? I thought as much. I will keep this short. You're growing in power, and it has been acknowledged. And now the time has come that you are rewarded for your efforts. Go to the Barrens. There above Ratchet you'll find Strahad Farson. Perhaps you remember him. He would have words with you. I wouldn't take long." Everything else is the same, and then that ends us to they all dovetail into one quest called Summon Fellsteed, and here we have a little gnome astride a Fellsteed. It's just, looks like it's just easy peasy, kind of like with the Paladin one. You're just basically given this for free. So he says, "I would give you a reward for your patience and hard work, but know this, the ability to summon a Fellsteed will be much more difficult in the future. You will have to earn it, and it will not be easy." So he's basically foreshadowing the fact that when you want your level 60 mount, it's not going to be just a, "Hey, I'm here, I'm level 60, can I have my mount?" They're going to make you work for it, and I'm pretty sure it is a gigantic pain in the tuchus. For now, go with the power to summon such a creature and use it as you see fit. A Fellsteed apparently is a horse, like a nightmare almost, with flaming eyes, flaming nostrils, and flaming hooves. Good luck, Blabbity Bloop. I look forward to seeing you in the future. And it is summons a Fellsteed, just a regular mount, and it costs some mana to summon it as opposed to most mounts, but it says you don't need the horse riding skill for the mount, so you don't have to waste any money. This is just freebie. Yeah, so here's why they're saying this person has done a rant. I want to look at that when we do some more traveling if we get time. But it is a person ranting on why warlocks deserve a steed. I think it's a good point. And why do paladins deserve one? I would say the main reason why those two classes deserve a mount and the others do not could most be justified in the fact that they get little to no speed boosts. This guy's Tacky. I think I did a quest or a dungeon or something with Tacky the other day. But they saluted me with respect, which I like that. Alright, so one of my favorite parts about being a feral druid is if you drop off when you're in cat form, you take like no damage. It's pretty cool. Drop off the Zeppelin right there. So I guess I'll spend some time because we do have a lot of back and forth. So this is a good conversation piece. I like thinking about. We've done this before when we tried to clear the bridge in Loch Modan, and you're trying to get to that barrel quest that's on the other side of Loch Modan. That was a bit of a pain. How is this guy who's in travel form not keeping pace with me in Ghost Wolf form? I'm only 40%. Travel form, I think, is also 40. Maybe it's only 40. Maybe it's a tie, and I just cut a couple other corners. I don't want to go popping over to the other thing. I'm just gonna stand next to these really stinky, grotesque dudes. So, starting on the next episode, starting on tomorrow's episode, the schedule is going to be a little bit off tomorrow for that episode. Here's a quick conversation piece before I get into the speed talk and the justification for these classes having this. First, let's check the bank. Do I have any of those scales? I do have green whelp scales. I have 3 slimy murloc and 5 green whelp. Oh, oh, that's a bag. Okay, so should I build the green whelp? I mean, it's not going to do anything for me. I'll save him, because what if somebody wants that at some point in time? I'm just going to go ahead and build barbaric shoulders. Alright, so I do need someone that's going to sell me some thread. Okay, we need to go down to the Veramathras, Hearts of Zeal, Test of Lore, all that stuff. Don't have the wool yet. We are at 29. We need 11 more. Alright. I'm going to do Test of Lore last, because that one's going to open up to some other stuff. But yeah, so tomorrow I do have a football game to watch in the morning, and my team plays in London. So rather than hopping out of bed and coming and making my show, which is what I like to do on my weekend routine, I'll be hopping out of bed and going to watch that football game. So I will still make a record tomorrow. It'll just be an afternoon record. There was a book right there. I'm pretty sure there's a dude that will sell thread on this half. Odds and ends. That's probably for a quest.
Welcome to Blue Moon Odds and Ends, adventurer.
Yeah, he just tells a field testing kit, which
let me know.
I kind of remember doing that quest. Here's an herbalist. That's not anything I care about. Alright, so I don't know where we'll get the thread somewhere. This is... Where's our dude? Okay, that other bridge right there is where we do the Test of Lore. We need Hearts of Zeal. So we'll go into the... First we'll go... Let this guy make a disgusting potion out of... hearts. Just normal. Oh, that's milk. But milk is, like, not really worth carrying around at this point. We need nectar. Nectar of whatever. I'm not choosy about the kind of nectar.
And you are...
Have you returned from the Scarlet Monastery? I need many hearts for this delightful experiment. No doubt Veramathras and the Dark Lady will be pleased to be rid of the Scarlet Scum as well.
My, what an abundance of gore you have brought me, adventurer. Your efforts have been most excellent.
That's it? 650 XP, no further quest line, and no money, nothing. Well, that was doo-doo. Okay, I mean, I guess the only thing I can say is it was ridiculously easy to get that quest. There was no, like, challenge behind it. I don't like taking that curvy path. It scales me. No, it's just a pain in the butt because it's like this weird unnecessary curve and you are, like, locked into it, even though it looks like it's like a little path. Alright, so that was nothing. We did not gain anything in power, but I guess thanks for giving us the 650 XP. Which, how much XP total do we have? See, now our bar is back. Yesterday while we were in the dungeon, this bar wasn't working correctly. The total you need is 101,000, so that was basically 0.5%. So 1/200th of what we need. Thanks. Alright, there's the queen herself.
I've no time for games.
Hi, Queen Silva. I mean, yeah. Your book is cool. We should finish it on this channel at some point. I know.
Don't waste my time. How will this benefit?
You have served the Dark Lady well, Shaman. 'Twas no small task that I asked of you. Your loyalty to the Forsaken has been noted, and your tenacity in combat will be remembered. Alright, well, the sword we cannot use. Now, there is an offhand cane? No. A 17-point necklace is not as good as what we have. So, because we got such good luck on the drops in the dungeons, we can actually take the Sword of Omen. Now, we got 5,000 XP for that one. That's dope. 5,000 XP and 200 rep, and we got a sword that I'm presuming we can sell for over a gold. So I will take that one to the bank right there. The 5,000 XP is in itself, that's good. That's 5%. That's a whole bar of XP just for turning in that quest. Alright, so now it's on to the test of lore. First, let's go to the spreadsheets too and mess with that. The actual spreadsheet. I finished. No, I wanted to look at that. Okay, actual spreadsheet here. We did. Well, first we turned in Compendium of the Fallen. Chackaroonie. Now we can go back over here too. And look at that. So we turned in Compendium of the Fallen. Then we turned in Hearts of Zeal just now. Wrong spot. We need a few more here. That might end up. If you want access to this spreadsheet, I do put the link to it in every comments section. So if you want access to the work I do, you can always then make a copy of it, and that way you'll be able to check and everything on your own. Okay, we also then turned in into the Scarlet Monastery. So making good progress here. Boom, boom. And then now we're about to do... Let's actually do it, and we'll try to see how that goes. Alright, so before we do the test of lore, let's read the book. So the book is right here. It's called Beginnings of the Undead Threat. I started to read this yesterday, but then I changed my mind, and I felt sorry for myself. So let's instead read this now. The Undead's beginnings upon Azeroth did not truly begin with the corruption of Prince Arthas. It began long before that event. The events that brought the downfall of Lordaeron were long set in motion before that point. It began with the coming of the Orcish clans and the Burning Legion. The Orcs of Draenor, the world which they originally came from, were noble and shamanistic. That's about where we left off. They were powerful warriors, strong of body and will. It was for these reasons that the Burning Legion sought them out. Kil'jaeden, a demon of great power among the Legion, wished to enslave the Orcish clans and use them as his army against the worlds the Burning Legion had yet to conquer. I guess this is for like, hey, if you weren't really paying attention or never played Warcraft 3, which was my case up until, last year or whatever on this show. Kil'jaeden came to the leader of the clans, a powerful shaman named Ner'zhul. He promised Ner'zhul untold mystical power and knowledge if he made a pact with the demon that would enslave the clans to the Burning Legion. This pact sealed not only their fate, but that of their world forever. As time passed, Ner'zhul realized that the fate of the clans at the hands of the Burning Legion and the Orc shaman began to defy Kil'jaeden. The demon, angered by Ner'zhul, turned to the shaman's own apprentice Gul'dan, who was far more corruptible than Ner'zhul. It was Gul'dan who was responsible for the decline of shamanism throughout the clans. The promise of power and control over one's enemies made his offers even more tempting. With Kil'jaeden's help, Gul'dan began his manipulation of the clans. The Orcs, once noble, became corrupt, mindless savages. With the introduction of demon blood into their bodies, the Orcs were even more ruthless and barbaric. Even though Kil'jaeden had corrupted Gul'dan after his failure with Ner'zhul, Kil'jaeden hated the shaman and vowed to enforce their original pact. Kil'jaeden captured Ner'zhul and began an incredibly slow physical torture on the shaman. While Ner'zhul begged for death, Kil'jaeden reminded Ner'zhul that their original pact was still binding. Kil'jaeden killed the orc, but only physically. Kil'jaeden held the orc shaman's spirit fast before it could find its way to the twisting nether. Kil'jaeden placed Ner'zhul's spirit within a block of ice gathered from the twisting nether. While it was trapped within the ice, he infused into it even more power. The loss of his body and the introduction of such incredible power was the defining line in Ner'zhul's transformation. Kil'jaeden hurled the block of ice through dimensions back to Azeroth, where it landed in the continent of Northrend, introducing this great evil to our world. Ner'zhul was gone forever. In his place was a throne of ice and hatred. The once respected shaman leader had become the incredibly powerful Lich King. Because Kil'jaeden did not trust the Lich King, he sent his dreadlords to watch over the spirit and ensure that the Lich King followed his orders. The vampiric servants came to Azeroth willingly, drawn to the destruction and power of the Lich King and the potential genocide of a planet's entire race. Over a decade passed. During this time, the Lich King used his vast powers to gain control over the minds of the creatures of Northrend, whom he commanded to erect a great citadel over his frozen throne. Now that all of Northrend was under his domination, the Lich King knew he needed to begin his infiltration of Lordaeron. Trapped within the ice, the former orc shaman began seeking more minds to manipulate and control. His call reached out across the continents. The Lich King's summons did not go unnoticed, especially by a small handful of powerful individuals. Among them was the Archmage Kel'Thuzad, who was a powerful member of the ruling body of Dalaran, the Kirin Tor. His pursuit of all types of magic violated the Kirin Tor's policies against learning dark magics. Kel'Thuzad abandoned the Kirin Tor and all his ties to conventional thought, and vowed to learn as much as he could from the Lich King. A pact was struck between the two. Kel'Thuzad would receive immortality and immense power in return for servitude to the Lich King. Kel'Thuzad's first task was to use his wealth and influence in Lordaeron to found the Cult of the Damned. The cult promised equality and eternal life to all its members as long as they swore an oath to Ner'zhul, the god of the Cult of the Damned. Ner'zhul then created artifacts that were designed to spread the plague among the human civilizations of Lordaeron. He gave them to Kel'Thuzad and ordered the wizard to spread them across the land. His cult followers were to protect the artifacts at all costs. Once in place, the plague began to seep into the land and affect its ignorant citizens. As Kel'Thuzad watched, the Lich King's army grew quickly, and he soon gained control over large portions of the land. This army became known as the Scourge, for its sole purpose was to scour humanity from all of Azeroth. Alright, so that was... yeah, a story there. A story that we've read before. A story that we know all about the Lich King.
I'm listening.
He says, I hope you made the Scarlet Crusade suffer some before stealing the book from them. My views of their kind are not unwarranted. The Crusade may have been followers of the Light at one time, but now they seek to destroy any creatures that have not sided with their religion. They believe all undead, forsaken or otherwise, must be cleansed, and those traveling in their lands must either be insane or subject to the undead's powerful magics. Idiots and fools, all of them. Parqual Fintalis.
This is the book I sent you to search for. So now you wish a question to prove your mind is as powerful as your body and spirit. If you have studied the book long enough, then I shall ask you your question, and you can be done with these tests.
I feel like I'm pretty solid on that history.
Once again upon us. As a student of lore, you have shown great tenacity by undertaking my task, and so now I offer you your question. If you are ready, speak to me again, and take all the time you need, adventurer. There is no pressure to answer quickly.
Well, I think we're going to be pretty solid here. Now answer me this, Gleekan Soul. Which creature became the Lich King before spreading the plague across Lordaeron? Kel'Thuzad is not the Lich King. He becomes a Lich. Gul'dan does not become the Lich King. He is just a powerful dude that's really behind everything, and he is a massive figure. Kil'jaeden is a demon from the Burning Crusade, a demon lord, in fact, whereas Ner'zhul does become the Lich King, along with Arthas.
Farewell.
You have done well, Gleekan Soul. Continue your search for knowledge, and remember the history you have learned. Now, I would guess, though, you have infinite attempts at that. They just really want, they're like, this Test of Lore series is like, hey, really make sure you know who Deathwing is. Really make sure you know who the Lich King is, for now.
Well done, adventurer. I had my doubts if you studied the text I asked you to get, but you've answered correctly.
Oh,
You have done well,
we studied
adventurer. You have passed my test and the tests before mine. Return to Dorn in Thousand Needles. He will sense the change within you and see that your mind, body, and spirit are strong enough that you should be rewarded for your efforts. Stay true to the balance you've shown throughout these trials, adventurer.
Dawn will test you again in the future if you do.
The choice of rewards is butt cheeks. For all the work that you have to do? That's stupid. Alright, so now we have to go back to... This is actually the worst part of the quest. Quest line. Now we have to travel back there, and we have to come back to Thousand Needles because of the... Well, we have to do Thousand Needles first. And then we have Vorrel's Revenge that we have to do. So now comes the flight to... I guess we'll fly in... Nope, not Kazakhstan. To Freewind Post. And then we'll just go turn that in, Final Passage. We'll check that while we're there. Gazrilla can still be picked up there. That's, I think when you do Zul'Farrak. Or is it Zul? I don't remember. I always get Zul'Farrak and
You haven't
Zul'Farrak
lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a wind rider.
Alright, so now we have a little flight. So let's take this flight. Excuse me. And let's first clean up our little thingy here. Clean up our little thingy. We've turned in that. We picked that up, turned it in, and we just picked up this passage. We're going to turn that in. And really, there's only going to be one after that. Okay, so done. We're going to finish this one now. And then we'll be turning in Vorrel's Revenge. Alright, so we also wanted to talk about, before we read what the old Wowhead contributors' comments are, let's talk about why do we think the Warlocks get. My argument is that it's related to overall speed. And they had some pity on it. So let's look at the other classes. Well, if that's the case, why does a warrior get nothing? Because a warrior has absolutely no bonus to speed in any way, shape, or form. So one could make the argument that a warrior deserves it as well. Sure, they have charge, which is an in-combat way to speed up. So maybe they felt like with that, warriors charging their way through dungeons. But even charge isn't not used all the time. So, I don't know about that. That's a weak argument in my opinion. The only other thing I can think of is maybe because they give them... That class is so gear dependent. And they already have one of the longest, if you look at the profession quest lists, warrior is... Not profession, I mean class quests. Well, warlock is the longest, but warrior is right up there. Warlock, and the only reason rogue is the second longest is because it has unique strands, but if you really chop out a lot of the uniqueness of their strands, like you could, because these things are redundant, really. Most of them are. So just the fact that you can complete every rogue strand twice, whoever designed the rogue quest really dropped the ball. Rogue's actually one of the least, whereas the warriors is not redundant. It's very complicated, very long. So that's the only thing I could think of is maybe they're like, look, we've already spent enough time on warrior. But they definitely deserve a speed boost too. Now paladins, they do have a passive speed boost for walking around. A general speed boost that you can give them. And in Dungeons and Dragons, a paladin would... You could... Old school Dungeons and Dragons, which you get a lot of tropes in this game from that. So from a lore perspective, it makes sense that a paladin gets a steed. It just fits so good that you can ignore the small passive speed buff. And other than that, small passive speed buff you can spec into, they get nothing. Hunters have the aspect of the cheetah. So that's fine. They get themselves running around quite good. Shaman have ghost wolf form, so that's more than good enough. Druids have a travel form, which is essentially, it's even better than getting a mount. It's pretty great. And rogues at least have a sprint. So they have that small overall boost. And I mean, other than that, like, what else are you gonna do? It doesn't. They also, lore-wise, as a mount, doesn't make as much sense. Okay, and then what about the clothies? Well, mages at least can blink. Priests, you could make an argument that they kind of deserve it. They do get, like, the levitation, which does allow them to kind of slow fall and maybe eventually do some water walking. I mean, shaman get the water walking also. But one could make an argument that priests and warlocks deserve some sort of mount as well. But I think what you're having here is you already get the summoning of the charger, so let's make a kind of evil version of that. Now, when we make our next flight journey, because we do have flights ahead of us, we'll kind of look and see what the other person has decided, because warlocks are the final one. They have nothing, no speed whatsoever. They're agonizingly slow. Once you get to once you get to retail, at least, I don't know, I haven't done all the specs since War Within came out. The only thing a warlock has is that little burning run or whatever it's called, where you basically set yourself on fire and you can have a little speed boost, which is okay, but you're dying the whole time you use it. It's kind of like that item we just got, that Skull of Impending. Oh, I didn't get it with you guys, but I got it on my other quest. It's called the Skull of Impending Doom. It's like a offhand item or something like that, but it basically does that. You use it, and then you can run for a certain amount of seconds, and it's a big speed boost, but it's draining your life and mana while you run. So it's I would imagine it could kill you pretty easily. I just like these female Tauren characters. Pretty good. I like the look, I like the aesthetic. So yeah, other than like in retail, warriors, when they get the leap, leap is so OP, and then when you get multiple stacks of leap, plus you add in the charge, all of a sudden warrior becomes one of the more mobile classes. Death Knights have the frost run that they can have underneath them. They don't have that mobility though, other than that I can think of. They do have a kind of get over here Scorpios from Mortal Kombat kind of move, where they can pull people to them, which is pretty cool. Oh, they do have a couple little ghost running moves. They've got a couple. They have a couple little kind of short sprint type of moves that they can activate also. Paladins just get a short speed boost, a little charger thing, which is meh. Still on the bottom end of sucking.
Adventurer. It has been a long time since you have last stepped into my home. It seems like many moons have passed since you took your first leap that set you upon your path. And now you return to me stronger than you once were. More enlightened. This pleases me. And you should be justly rewarded for seeing my tests to the end. May the eternal
Thanks.
shine.
Alright, now back we go. I can't use this yet. I think Astral Recall, but we still have the Hearthstone, so now we can hearth back to Orgrimmar, and now retake the Zeppelin back over to Undercity. And then this time I think we'll fly to the Alterac Mountains. So we're getting a lot of the travel done here. This use of Astral Recall that's pretty useful. That's been helping us out. It's saving us a lot of travel time on this particular episode, where we have to go back and forth. Alright, so back to the old Zeppelin. When we get to one of these towns too, we'll stop, we'll sell some of this stuff. I need to find a trade person. Doing Alterac is a shorter zone for the Horde. There's not that much if you want to go back and look over at our overall quest walkthrough. When we do Alterac Mountains, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 9 quests. Now, some of them are pretty tough. So Frostmaw, that's going to be easy. We already have that one right now. That's fine. And then the other lines, they do involve killing some elites, but look, just in time the Zep is in. Right? It must be because these people are all standing here. This person with their little ponytail. We got a girl squad. All 4 girls. Oh man, if only we had. Oh, wrong Zeppelin. I'm gonna type that out. So I said if we had a Forsaken female, this could be a Ladies of the Horde photo op. Because we have 2 orc females, a troll female, a tauren female. Myself. Oh, I made Jukoria laugh. But unfortunately, we do not have a Forsaken female. So the calendar is going to have to wait. We'll have to make Ladies of the Horde a different time. Look at that person down there. There's James. Okay, so let's, I guess we can start. Oh, here comes our Zeppelin. Excellent. And then we'll make the journey. So what we're going to do this time when we fly, we're going to go fly from Undercity. I'm actually going to keep, I'm not going to do the Crystal in the Mountains yet, but we're going to fly over there. Just so we can get the next level of, so we can get heavy mage weave bandages, and then we can start cranking those out. Let's see what the next one after that will be. Level first aid classic. Let's look at this. This little wowprofessions.com is the best one. It's really good. I use it for every. It's kind of like a weird, dry looking site, but it's very useful. Okay, so you complete triage, so up to 240. At 240 we talk to the guy and we can learn heavy mage weave, and that just takes us to 260. So we will only be able to make 14, which even if we hit on every single one, that would only bring us to 256. So we're not gonna hit the 260, unfortunately. Then from 260 to 290, you're doing rune cloth, and finally at 290, you can get heavy rune cloth. And I do think there are other bandages, but yeah, it's basically 40, 60, and then 90. But we haven't even found a single scrap of rune cloth in the game yet, so that's beyond us. Once we get to, I mean, really, it doesn't matter. Once we get to unlocking the rune cloth, I mean, it's whatever. At some point in time, we could always go back and just so that we truly have 100% completionism, and go back and grind some cloth from some lobby dungeons or whatever. Look at this. I like this cloak we got from the centaur. It's like a greenish cloak, and it has this blue trim. It's cool. And then we also have the Gelkis armor. So we have the Magram cape, which is good, and a Gelkis armor piece. It's pretty cool. We are probably one of the only people that are rocking each. Pretty neat. Me likey. Alright, so how's my skill on weapons? My two-handed maces? Oh no! We're at level 1. I have not used a two-handed mace on this character. Oof. So... and we have fishing to do too. That is... Alright, so when we do some traveling, we're gonna I guess when we're in Hellsbrad. I don't know. So we gotta kill somebody for that thing. I guess you can do it at the, that guy looks cool. Alright, so actually we should probably, like, maybe kill some of these dudes on the way. I don't know. Or I need to go to, like, a combat dummy. I mean, luckily we have magic, so what we can do is just fight some mobs slowly but surely, and don't call me Shirley. And we'll get our magic going. I did not realize we were nowhere. We are a level 1 with two-handed maces. Oofies. And I don't even have any other thing. I mean, I have a single-handed hammer. I can put those two together. But I don't want to. Alright, we're only coming here so that we can take the flight path over to Hammerfall. That's the only reason why we're here. I can't believe we're level 1. It's gonna be a little bit painful for a while. Do I have an intelligence boosting thing? Agility. I have an intellect. Let's see if we can find a chart that shows the bonus of how long. What does it matter? Alright, Hammerfall. Okay, so let's look at that too. How much difference does intellect make in leveling weapons? WoW Classic. Okay. It says make sure your hour-long. Move your cursor to intellect and C. Increases the rate at which weapon skills improve, but it doesn't say what is the actual. Okay, so this person says you gain 10 extra points over the course of an hour if you have all that buff, so. Best way to level weapons was pick a bad one, hit mobs that can survive long without getting killed. High density of animals. Mob level does matter. Yeah, so that's the other part, is you want to be fighting mobs that are like close to your level. Alright, so let's see what this person says. It says, okay, yes, they spend money on pet skills. So do hunters. Druids spend extra money to train their feral skills. Okay, basically saying they have to buy more. Now, I don't like that argument. Let's just stop. Let's pick this apart. Stop right there. The way that the skills are broken up is by how many you have at each given level. So if you level up and you only have 4 skills to choose from, and another class levels up and they have 12, your skills, I believe, are going to be 3 times as expensive as the one that has 12. Just saying. Warriors and rogues are very gear dependent. That's true. There are other classes that have to pay extra for their skills or pets, or rather for their class. I would say it does feel like some are more expensive. Maybe mage, but it just, the ones that have so many, because you could always, just depends on what you want to do. But yeah, hunters have to also. They have to carry soul shards, and they don't stack. That is the terrible part, the non-stacking soul shards. So a warlock is losing at least 1 bag to soul, to carrying their shards around. So no other class, well, hunters also lose an entire bag to ammo. So those 2 classes suck. Rogues carry poisons and reagents, but they stack. Druids carry reagents. Not that many, a couple. Mages carry reagents, again, not that many, a couple. Hunters carry arrows and bullets. Shamans carry totems, and I think reagents, yes, they also have reagents. We have the Ankh that we have to carry. Okay, so Shamans kind of bad. They essentially are losing, they lose, I'd say, this behind Hunters and Warlocks. Shaman are the next big losers when it comes to bag space, and it's not that bad. I think they skipped Paladins. Paladins also, yeah, so almost everything loses some spots. Not Warriors, though. Warriors do not lose anything. Yes, they're gear dependent, so you can argue they want to keep multiple sets of gear to swap into and out of. That's the only argument you can make there. Those who said that they had no bag space because of their trade skill, you chose that skill. That has nothing to do with being a warlock. That's also true. That's your choice, and you can always just drop that off and not work on that while you quest. if you carry an herb pouch, a soul pouch, and 2 small bags, that's your issue. Yeah, that will mean you have no bag space, though. In case you have noticed, herbs and shards go nicely into regular bags. Therefore, if you need the space to carry your regular stuff, I suggest you visit a vendor more often or ditch the specialized bags until you really need them at level 50. Okay? Perhaps you could take the money you would have spent on a mount at 40, buy yourself 2 to 4 20-slot bags, depending on your server's pricing. Okay? We don't get to run fast like everyone else. I don't know. That's another one we have to pick apart, because we already just broke that down. Everyone else doesn't get to run fast. As a matter of fact, we've listed at least 3 other classes. The warrior, the priest, and warrior priest. Yeah, at least warrior priests do not at all.
It is good to see you again, Dr. Adventure.
I'm a doctor.
I have been following your progress, and I dare say that it is time you learned some of the more advanced bandaging techniques.
Thanks.
Return to me from time to time as your skill advances.
Teach me how to create and apply
teach you all that I know.
a heavy mage weave bandage, doctor.
It is good to see you again, Dr. Adventure. I have been following.
All right, I apologize for making you say that to me again, sir. Let's go ahead and make our bandages here too. Heavy mage weaves, fantastic. We can finally be leveling up our first aid again, and we need to get to level 60. So I think we could probably find a trade seller right there. That's a bower. We can find a tradesman. Then while we're sitting right here, we can also take care of those other couple little things. There's a butcher, superior butcher. And we will be questing here soon. Yeah, we're so close. Alright, so we got to 253 after all of that. Good on us. Can we find a person that can sell? There's trade goods. Alright, so first off, let's sell these, and we're going to sell all these things. So we made some money. No complaints there. Secondly, let's look and see what we need. Well, I need to make... We'll go ahead and get these here. That'll clear up the bag space spot for us, too. This carefully folded note is... actually didn't fill a bag space for us, okay? Now, we can also make the cured whatever if we have some... not the cured heavy, but we can do a cured medium if we have 1 salt. Oh, look, we can buy these curiously tasty omelet, too. Learn that. And I can learn barbaric leggings. Why won't it let me buy it?
Drink.
I'm gonna just buy it. Whoa. It just disappeared. So maybe someone did just buy it, because now I don't see barbaric leggings. That's a bummer. It was literally right there and now it's gone. Okay, that stinks. I will go ahead and make one of these. Somebody must have picked it up. Bummer.
Greetings.
Really? Huh. Bummer. Alright, and then the other thing we need is the string. Because now I can make these right here. We need 4 fine thread. We'll make a couple pairs of these. And, yeah. Alright, so while that's building, let's look at this. What else do they say? Priests have no run fast, move forward fast abilities. Okay, that's true. Warriors have none. They have the charge. Rogues got sprint. Pallies get a small increase with talent points. Okay, so they essentially broke that down. We have to travel to Ratchet and quest for 10 minutes to get our mount. as alliance on a PvP, this would be a sort of a bummer. Otherwise, it's not a huge issue. Just some travel time if you're getting perma-ganked by some high levels while in Ratchet, a nice LFG. They're a high-level Horde killing low-level alliance players, vice versa. Can someone help will generally solve your problem. Okay. Have you ever completed the mage quests? Most of them are ridiculous in difficulty for very so-so rewards. I have to agree with that. I don't know what this person... I'm losing the thread of the story on what their... what their argument is here. Alright, so... we're now almost done with the traveling.
Where would you like to
Going
fly
back to Terran Mill now. And then from there we're going to walk up to the north to get... to do our fishing and get the things for Vorrel's Revenge, which we're going to get like no XP from at this point. Have you... okay. Many send you into instances or zones that are above your level, or in enemy territory, or both. In fact, the suggestion for completing one portion of the Mage 1 quest in the Horde is a die frog, run, die, res, repeat your way to the middle of Duskwallow Marsh at level 32. Often by the time you're able to complete these quests, you have purchased or quested your way into better gear. That's true. If you don't get them right at the level, they're not worth it. Although the Mage Wand is an exception. It's a really good wand. How about the Druid Form quest, the Shaman Totem quest, Rogue Poison quest, Rogue Lockpicking quest? These both take you into enemy territory. Warrior quests for gear that require you to enter instances 10 levels above your level. You can get them. Okay, all of those are valid. I would say the Rogue, you lose it. Shaman are they're all low level. They're definitely not that hard. The Druid Form quests, again, also, they're all low level. By the time they get high level, then they just give it to you at the end. Everyone else but Pallies has to scrimp and save for their mount. If they manage to get honored with their home city, they get a discount, not hard if you do some questing. If they invest some time in getting Sergeant through PvPing, note you must be a Sergeant when you purchase the mount or you do not get a discount. Therefore, you'll need to PvP the week before you intend to buy your mount, unless you've reached a rank sufficient enough that your rank degrading will not put you below Sergeant. I didn't know that they degraded your rank. Well, now I'm never freaking doing PvP, except for whatever we need to do for this show. It still costs 90 gold to get your racial mount with all of the discounts. Yes, 90 gold. If you want the discounts, hitting Sergeant alone is an investment of 10 to 12 hours of Battleground PvP if you're good and don't run into pre-made twink teams who keep you dead and allow you no honor. Wow. Okay. We're going to finish this story because I want to know, what is this guy smoking? Like, what's the point of all... I think I want to cut over this way and then make my way up and over, and we'll fish on Lake Lortimere. That's my plan. That's my go. So we're going to have to go down a little bit first before we go to the north. My Warlock is herb mining. I have no high-level ult in the server. I sell everything I can. At the rate I'm going, 90 gold is very doable by level 40. Not me. Because we don't have to pay for our mount, I get to spend that money on things like gear, potions, food, basically whatever I want. I see so much complaining about how we have it so bad. People would stop and think for all of one whole minute, they would see that we don't have it that bad. What? So go to Ratchet. At 40, you should be doing some questing and Stranglethorn Vale anyway. Do your little run back and forth quests. Get your free mount. Just don't complain about it. This guy says this guy was definitely on coke. So that is... I like this. Hello, do you have a quest for me? Talk to me again and I'll grant you the power to summon a Fellsteed. Why do I have to talk to you again? Congratulations! You have learned a new spell, Summon Fellsteed. Yeah, that is true. And this person says it no longer exists, but it does. Okay, so I really thought... what is this, though? This is as of... It says, a trainable skill. No quest required. The quest is no longer required. Now, is that true in Classic? I don't know. We're gonna... I mean, we won't ever know. Because we're not going to do that on a Warlock. I do have, like, a level 39 or something. Warlock. Alright, so we are almost done with what we're going to do today. We're going to go up here and fish. I should have brought some worms, but we did not, so we're going to Tough it up, Buttercup. And then we're gonna kill Nancy Vicious, a level 33 elite. Oh, I forgot. I am not. No. Okay, we gotta get our hit up some. So let's do some of that. I'm not gonna use Lightning Shield. Okay, we're gonna sit here and battle away. Battling Jack Murdoch. And we're gonna just see what happens. I'm doing some damage. Okay, we are now finished level 1, and we're moving on to level 2 of hammer swinging. Now, we're not going to be able to get much higher than 25 because of this. And look, the bear is winning this battle of attrition. Okay, we finished level 2. We are awesome. Now we're acting as though we were level 3. The only good thing going on for us here is that we're pretty high level over there. Alright, level 3 is done. Now we're acting as a level 4. We still are not going to be able to hit this bear at any point in time. But it's fast. Pretty much, we're at the rate where every single swing is a point, so there's that. Alright, level 4 is done. We are now moving up to level 5. We're treated as though we were a level 5 person right now. We're fighting a level 25 mob. Okay, level 5 done. Now we're on level 6. What's it like being level 6? The bear will parry everything you do still. He's still 19 levels above us. This is a little silly. We're just going to take it. Okay, 6 levels done. Now we're acting like we're level 7. We still have yet to hit the bear. 1 time. You know what? I should put this down. I'm going to put this healing totem down so that I can slowly gain my life back, and maybe that will... How much does it heal? It says it heals 10 every 2 seconds. Okay, we've passed level 7 and now we're on level 8 when I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, and now we are moving our way into level 9. We're as though we were a level 9. Some point in time, we hit this guy. Oh, we hit him! So now we're actually getting, now that we're only 16 levels under, he's still winning the war of attrition though against us. Alright, now we're acting as though we're level 10. Donkulous. I hit him again. Now we're acting as though we're level 11. I need to get a heal on myself. Okay. Well, my defense just went up. That's cool. It's still a point behind. Alright, level 11 done. Now it's like we're level 12. So we are about halfway. We're still 13 points below this bear. Okay, 12 is done. Now we're acting as though we're level 13, and we're actually getting a hit here and there. I parried him. That's how cool I am. Oh, we're now starting to get consistent hits. We're hitting more often than not. Oh, look at that. 13 is now done. Now we're moving on to level 14. I love it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Like those hits for 25 damage. 14 is now done. Now we're working as though we were level 15. Babies. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got to kill a few guys just to make this work. Okay, 15 is now done. Now we're working as though we were level 16. Babies. Give myself another heal. Clearly we're fine on that. We've also lost 1% of durability, at least since the last time I checked. I mean, we're still getting 1... 16 is done. We're still getting 1 point every time, so... Alright, now we're acting as though we're level 17. So we're now 8 levels below the bear. So not good. Okay, not 18. 17's done. Now we're going to be level 18. Okay, so we're starting to get within, like, could this be a real fight at some point? Maybe. Okay, 18 is now done. Look, now we're killing the bear. Now we're working as though we're level 19. 6 levels. We got 1 crit in there. And now that's done. We've got to fight again. Okay, gotta go into this. I only want to fight bears because I can maybe use their leather. Come here, bear boy. Daddy Mommy wants to fight you. Okay. Yeah, we're now never level 19. Now we're working as being level 20. Cool. Okay. Alright, level 20. Back it up a little bit. I don't want to add that spider into the mix. Okay, we are level 20. It's official. Now we're working as though we're 21. We might have to move on to harder mobs once we get... If I stop losing one on every hit, I'm going to move on to harder mobs. Okay, level 21. We're done. We're halfway to where we actually are as a character. That's cool. And now that means we're killing mobs. Now we're actually going to be killing them. Yeah. Now they're too weak for us. Okay. So, what's my map look like? We're just going to keep an eye out. I don't want to kill these spiders because they have poison and stuff. I'd rather kill things that we could slightly benefit from. I would also kill some humans. We are almost done with level 22. There's another bear. I feel like I'll fight one more bear. Why not? Just add no buffs or anything. Okay. I think I missed. Alright, so 22. Yeah, even a miss will help us. Now we're working as though we were level 23. So we're right there with the bear's talent level. Maybe a couple points below, so we're receiving a slight penalty to hit. Okay. Yeah, but not enough. We're too strong now. Now, okay, 23 is now done. Yeah, now I'm not getting one every time anymore. So, I'm now working as though I was level 24. I got a medium leather from that guy. So let's see if we can find a stronger mob. This is a 26. So we make our way up. These guys over in the Dalaran area are probably a little stronger. We can probably use them to bash some heads in. Okay. Yeah, this is 26 we're working on. I think it's still pretty much a level every time. Okay, 26 is now done. Yeah, it's not a level every time anymore. Now we're crushing them, and it's just not good enough. So now it's like we were level 27. Okay, so I want to fight some stronger mobs. That's a 33, that elemental. Let's go fight that guy. Let's fight these. So I want to fight this elemental slave. Okay, so this will be a little bit better for us. Still not great. But these guys will be a little tougher. So yeah, now we're back. We've taken it up to the next tier. Once we get around matching them around level 33, that'll help us because, what did I say this guy was? She's a level 33 elite. So we just need to be at least around level 33 ourselves. We just passed 25 and now we're working as though we're level 26. Okay. I'm gonna put a heal on. He can hit me a little bit more because he's a little closer to my level. He's only 9 levels below me. But this is good because now we're back up in the... It's still not leveling every single time. I think it's also that it's getting closer to my level cap. So 130, that's... Yeah, so we finished 26. Okay, so now we're working as though we were level 27. Once I get around level 33, even around level 30, then we'll just go and do it, and we'll just worry about the questing helping us out. It'll just have to happen, you know. We'll be suffering a little bit for a little bit of time, but... This is a little... We've lost a couple more percentage points. Just because this thing hit so hard. Alright, so there we go. 27 is done. Yeah. Now we can hit a little now we're hitting more consistently because now we're only 6 below. Now that we are treating like we're level 28, yeah, so we're only 5 below, so now you can actually kind of hit these dudes. Problem is I've got to waste time healing. Another problem is the slowness. Trying to level up two-handed weapons a little slower. Oh, he's breaking apart. Maybe he'll hit me less powerfully now. Almost done on. Alright, 28. We are done being level 28 mobs now. So we are 14 levels off from what we really are, which is still incredibly low. And now I'm having a hard time. Now I'm 29. We're working on 29. This is painful. Should have thought about that when I picked up this weapon, but I think this weapon will rock the house once we get a little bit higher. And this slave is these elemental slaves are lasting a long time. It's just... Okay, cool. Remember, I wanted, like I said, I wanted to get at least around level 30. That's the goal. Okay, we're close here. I don't know if actually... Yeah, now he's starting to die. Okay, so now we've maxed 29. Okay. And... Oh, that's not letting us get in there. Okay, so now we're being treated as though we were level 30. Ooh, I like it. Little baby. Now, it's also lower because... Oh, he's parrying me still. I wish I do want to be a little higher. We did get a good hit there. Okay. I'm going to fight one more slave here. As I work on being level 30, because I think this will be nice when I get into that fighting that 33 elite. It'd be nice to have a little bit more. Yeah, we're already getting him lower, weaker pretty fast. This thing just doesn't feel very much. Yeah, see, that's pretty good. Alright, we've finished off being level 30. Cool. So now I can consistently hit, but I'm not. Now I'm no longer consistently getting points. Okay, I'm working on being level 31 now. Which is 11 levels below what I should actually be. Okay, let's get out of this spot. Now I think we go and we look for, if we can find something that's above, I mean, we could fight one more. But even that last one, like, we did not get a lot of points from it. So we're going to be looking for mobs that are worth fighting and above level 34 in that ballpark. Well, we're working as though we were level 31. So, like, this is a 31 snap jaw. Could work on killing that. So I guess we can do one more fight. Just to see how this goes. Oh, my defense now just hit 41, so now I'm only a level behind where I was. Okay, I gained a point. Like, if I'm only going to gain a point from each mob, then it's like, it's not worth it. But I gained 2 points now. See, we're getting some crits in. We're not going to be able to hit them. Okay, we gained a third point. Not worth it. What we can do is fish, though. I do want to go north a little bit, close to the house up there, and fish. Excusez-moi. And this is the last thing we really have to do is fish and kill this, and then we turn this in Terran Mill. And that is cool times for us. We could make our way through here too. There's probably some stronger guys. We'll just worry about fighting them au natural. So someone will come out here. So basically we're going to keep our eye out for that. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, wait a minute. There is Nancy right there. So what I want to do is try to pull this dude out. Actually, I don't want to fight her. I want to fight her uncle. And then solo this guy. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go at him and just see how this works out. He's a level 34 elite. Then, boom, I just hit 31 on my actual weapons. Cool. Gained another point there, so I gained... Yeah. Okay, so we crushed that dude. Now we can similarly come after her. Bring her over to my totem farm here. So she's the... Nancy Vicious is, for whatever reason, the one that we actually want to kill. Yeah, oof, I don't know why I'm... I mean, I went in there very low. That's why. We should be able to get her. Gained very few points in terms of like Alright, so we did get the wedding ring back, which can now be turned in to Terran Mill. Pretty sure that's where we go with that one. Water too shallow. Right? Try it again. Yeah, so if you look right there, you can see Vorrel's Revenge is turned in Terran Mill. So on the next episode, so we got to 158, we're almost 32 for our so Mithril Head Trout, that's good. Yeah, I don't see any special. 8 stamina, yeah. So this is good, the Smoke Rain Might is pretty cool. I'll take it. We'll get there. We just need... Yeah, see, that's the downside of this. I did not bring any... I should have bought that when I was at the trade vendor. I should have bought the fishing stuff. Didn't do any of that. Now, when I do cook... Can we cook? We can cook Mithril Head Trout. That'll help us out a little bit. And after this cast, I will check... So right now we're 1 for 2. Okay, so if I look at the record time, what are we at? Hour 20. Oh, this episode is turning into a regular one. We're almost done though. This fishing is the last. So right now we're 2 for 3. around 17 seconds is a cast and recast time window. Average. We've done that calculation on this show before. So alright, cool. We're 3 for 4, so right now we are hitting a 75% cast rate, which is good. Good. 4 for 5. And hopefully we are going to be like we were before, which is I think around 5.5 casts or fish per fishing level up. So right now we're at an 80%. So we'll kind of see. I'm going to wait until we get our first point, and then we'll see if we can kind of extrapolate a projection from there. Oh, good. All right, so we're 5 for 6, which is great. So I will take that. That's like an 83% success rate on casting. Good. Okay, so we are 6 for 7. So that's an 86% success rate. Okay, we were 7 for 8, and it took us 7 casts. So that means best case we can probably hope for is an average of 6.5 casts per. And out of the 7 casts, we really took 8 casts. So if that holds, then we are going to need 8 times 17 seconds, which is 80. That's actually 40, because we would need a total cast time. So 8 times 17 seconds would be each point, so that's 80 and 56. That's 136. So it would be 2 minutes and a cast each time, which would in total put us just over 10 minutes. Of course, we've already done one. Oh, there we go. We had our second missed cast. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we caught 3 fish on this round, and then we had a miss. Okay, that's 4. And you know, we might get lucky. I feel like while we might get lucky and get 6 catches on some, that luck could go the other way too, and we miss more than 1. See, this time we just had a second fish get away. So we've caught 4 so far, so we've done 6 total casts for this level up already. And it seems weird that like a 1 out of 8, like an 88%, 87.5% cast rate or success rate is kind of a weird one. So I wondered if we had good RNG the first time. Okay, 5 successes. 7 also seems a little high considering we were just at 5.5 last time. So that might have been a bad RNG in the other direction. So that one took a 6. But we had 2 misses, so 8. So we're still averaging 8 casts per. So we would have 24 total casts remaining. Okay, good. Got a mithril head. First cast, we're on our 3rd set. So 3 more, we should be halfway done with our journey, and 3 more casts. Whatever happens either way, halfway through our fishing. And this is the fun part of the show, where I just mindlessly talk numbers while I fish. It's because we got to get chained to this. You can't really... Oh, okay, that's all right. We calculate that in. So that was our second cast, and it was a miss. So we're still probably 2 casts away from the halfway point. Although if we get bad RNG on the... Okay, good. If we get bad RNG, that might hurt us some. Yeah, because we could do... You could do like screen within a screen if I wanted to set that up. But that would be weird and super meta with you guys, because I already might be like your screen within a screen. And on my show, if you're watching it, I have like my little face in the bottom, which is a screen within a screen. So if you were doing this as a screen within a screen, and I had a screen within a screen, and my face is another screen within a screen, you could be watching me as a screen within a screen, and I've got my head as a screen within a screen, and I also have a screen within a screen. So you could be like, womp, 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 womp. It's like looking at putting 2 mirrors across from each other, and it just goes on from infinity. We would just have screens all the way down. Ooh, that was good. We just got lucky. We had a 5-er on that one. So we had a 7, a 6, and now a 5. And we only had 1 miss, so that only took us... So we had 8 casts, and then 6. So we are right now in a surplus of 2 casts shorter than I thought, which would bring us under the total 10-minute mark. Let's see if that works out. All right, 1 cast in. So we are down at most, I would think, is 16 total casts, or 15 remaining now that we just got 1. RNG could bounce back the other way and bring that up to 17 remaining casts. We're going to see. Okay, cool. 2 successes. Loving it. Hey, Shed Bowl, you won? He ain't. I'm his younger brother. What's up? He ain't. I'm his baby bro. I'm little baby Shed Bowl. I don't know who Shed Bowl is. We've got 15 trout we could cook when we get back to town, too. Need flask, have mats. They posted that on, I don't know. On Craigslist. Do people still even use Craigslist? I don't know. I never hear people talk about Craigslist anymore. Now it's like Facebook Marketplace, Amazon Marketplace. That's where I hear people talking about selling stuff. But even that, I think is weird. Oh, we just hit another Fiverr and we had no misses. So now we are running a surplus of... That was a 3 surplus and we already had 2. So we're 5 points ahead of where I thought we would be, which is great. Because that's about like 85 seconds more. Over a minute and a half quicker than I thought we would otherwise be. So that's good. We should have, I would think. We haven't had more than 8 cast runs, so we should be at most 7 casts left. Maybe as little as 4. We keep that rolling on this last point. So in the 4 to 7 range. Okay, that's the second one. So in the 3. In the 3 to 6 range. In addition to my dairy troubles that I mentioned, that's causing me to have to put the muter on because I've had congestion. Yeah, dairy really affects me. Like, I'm more than just lactose intolerant. I have like a allergy, probably a mild allergy, but I will fight through it. Like, it will make me have hot flashes and get nauseous. And one of the worst things about it is it gives me these hives, these like blistery hives on my hands when I drink dairy. And I ate a lot of milk and cookies this week. And I had the quesadilla last night, so gotta take it. I'm gonna make a pie today too. I took a week off because I had, people bought a lot of sweets for my birthday. So I took a week off with that, and I have the materials on hand to make a key lime pie. So I'm a little bit more confident about that. There's no... The crust making... When you're making a cookie crumb crust, you don't have to... Yes, we did it. We finished it. You don't have to worry about, like, gluten, and that's what's killing me is the way that I'm working the dough. My last pie was the first one. I couldn't even finish it. It was such a crap show. I ate it 2 or 3 times. I ate about half the pie. Could not. It was so bad. Between it being the hands-down worst crust, and that's going to be part of the experimentation process, Until I get this crust recipe right, I just have to persevere. It just stinks when I'm only when I only give myself a shot every week or so, and, if I'm 15 shots in, we're talking about, 3-4 months of my life, I'm failing at this, so that can be painful, and it's kind of like this show sometimes, where it just... I'll hit spurts and it feels like quote-unquote failure. And I guess I have to get out of the mindset of that too. Why... One of the things I really like about this show, and one of the reasons why I do it, is because I enjoy it. It gives me the fact that I can undertake this big mission, and maybe some people think it's cool. That's why I do it. I would think it's a good project that I could see myself doing even without the show itself, but why not add this fun little element to it? And it's kind of like the verbal spanking I was given at work when I was told that, hey, I'm not at that level yet where I'm deserving this promotion into the next tier of my industry, my government entity. And it's not what you want to hear when you feel like you work very hard to be told you are not working hard enough. That's one of the biggest smacks in the face I think there is. and then to point to those around you and be like, look, these other people that I know because I work with them are not working as hard as me. They're getting it. That does not, to be also told, like, every situation is different and it really doesn't matter. And fairness is not always the name of the game. So you can't control that part. Freaking grind harder. Just grind more. And it's true. It's true. If this is something I really want, then I've got to get on the grind. And that's what I really have to settle on. I just have to get myself recovered and ready to get back to the grind. And it's hard. I keep likening it to like football teams that want to, you know, you look like the Dan Marinos or the Josh Allens, like people of the world that can just keep getting so close, but you never win. And can you force yourself to go get back on that grind?
Oh, do I have a deal for you?
I don't know, do you? Not one that I care about, bro. Oh, the big bear meat either. Or the torn bear pelt. Can I do anything with that light leather? If I can turn that light into a medium, I'm good, but I don't even know. You need one more. It's trash. Like, I don't even... I guess I'll keep it for now. Oh, wait a minute. There was that. This thing. I need to cook, but there is no fire. I don't believe there's a fire. Don't think there is one anywhere out here. See, the Crown of Will, you could pick that up without it. Really don't think there is. So if you want to cook in Terran Mill, you need to buy...
What is it?
Vorrel led such a troubled existence, and what a good mate he was. Damn those filthy humans. Vorrel is gone, never to enjoy undeath again. At least I can take solace in the revenge you took in his name. For that I thank you. Now let me be to mourn.
Ah, yeah, I didn't just take revenge, girl. I freaking wrecked shop.
Can I show you what I have for sale?
I don't know, weirdo. I'm gonna buy the flint and wood if... I already know that one. But who sells that one? Where's the guy? Where's the general vendor? Can't remember where he's at. There he is.
I'm listening.
Or she. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this basic campfire right here. Because I want to cook my fishies up. And then we're done. And this character is gonna be all ready to start Alterac Mountains next time, but that's not what we'll do tomorrow's episode. We're gonna turn over and start the whole desolate adventure as an Alliance character. So we got a lot done today. We did make a whole episode out of all this, and I really don't have any complaints. It was cool. I had a good time. Like I said, it was stress-free. We broke in the new hammer. We are leveling up our jobs. It's kind of recapping. We just hit a nice moment, and then we're going to hit the second half of this tier. So we're kind of in this tier where we packed a lot of dungeons in the first half. The second half is the Alterac Mountains, which is short for both, and the Arathi Highlands. So we do have to do Deathless and all this same process again on the Alliance side, so we're not quite at the second half of this tier yet, but our Horde character is there. We're going to park her in this inn, and she's going to live there for probably the next couple weeks while it takes us to do this process with
I haven't
our
got
Alliance
all
character.
day.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for being the reason why I do it. Thank you all for watching, for clicking and tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and tell every single human being in your life to do the same. And if you like what you see, check out the Patreon/GleeCon. And I'll see you all next time, tomorrow, on Lore of Warcraft.